Hi guys, and welcome to a new video on Bite a Geek. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Huntsman Mini from Razer. It's a 60% form factor keyboard, and it's the first Razer keyboard I've featured on the channel, so keen to get this unboxed and see what it's like. So let's get to it. Okay guys, so here we have the Razer Huntsman Mini. So this is a what's known as a 60% form factor keyboard. It's RGB, full RGB, and in the UK this is retailing for about £120, which is probably quite a premium price for a keyboard, depending upon what you normally buy. In terms of keyboards, I guess if you look at the ranges available, you've got a full-size keyboard. Then you've got 10 keyless keyboard like the Keychron K8 that I did a video of the other week. There's a link at the top there if you want to have a look at that. And then you've got this, which is the 60% form factor, and it's very much a gamer's keyboard. This, or maybe if you want that minimalist setup look. But I think when you get down to a 60% form factor, you are making some compromises, and we'll have a look at those in a minute when we've got the box open. So let's get it open, see what you get inside, and see what a keyboard looks like. So straight off, you've got inside the front cover, you've got a little welcome note there from the CEO of Razer, and then you've got your booklet, which just has details there of things like your key combinations and things like that. So I'll go through some of those as we have a look at the keyboard, and then at the back you've got some Razer stickers for those of you who like to put Razer stickers all over your PC. You've then got your USB cable, so we'll have a look at that in a minute as well. And then the keyboard. So just put the package into one side. So inside this shiny, rattly bag is the keyboard itself. And there you have it. So quite the small unit. As I say, 60% form factor. So because of that, as I mentioned earlier, you do get some compromises. So you get no separate cursor or function keys or separate media keys. Everything is effectively doubled up onto other keys. So I'm not sure whether you guys can see there. You've got your media keys here, doubled up onto your QWERTY part of the keyboard. Your cursor keys are here. Hopefully you can see that on the screen there. So that's how you achieve the 60% form factor. This keyboard is available in black and what Razer call Mercury edition, which is basically white, and it's aluminium casing, which is quite nice. It's quite a it's not a heavy keyboard. This particular one comes with the optical switches, so they have a very distinct click to them, which if I move my microphone towards the keyboard, you should be able to hear when I press. And obviously, if you only press it lightly, then you just get the click. However, if you do press a little bit harder, you do get the bottoming out, which is probably what you'd have more of in a traditional mechanical keyboard, I guess. So for gamers, this is just going to be absolutely superb. You can really light, quick keystrokes on this. The keycaps, they are double shot PVT keys, so you're not going to end up with shiny keys after a period of time with gaming, and they've got a slight texture to them, so it does actually feel a reasonable quality. On the back of the keyboard, you've got rubber pads on 4 corners, and then you've got your keyboard feet there, and they are double height as well, so pretty good. And then also on the base of the keyboard there, you've got your USB C connection, so that is actually recessed in the keyboard. That's not going to be coming out in any kind of odd way through your keyboard. So that's quite nice. The keyboard itself, it has onboard memory, and one of the nice things about this, I guess, is the fact that you can configure up to 5 profiles on this keyboard without having to use any software for that. So one thing that really kind of annoys me in some ways with some of these gaming keyboards is that you inevitably end up having to have additional software that you've got to have running all the time in order to get the full benefit of it. But Razer have they've managed to get this so that you don't need to do that. So that's pretty good. So the cable itself is braided. Hopefully you guys can see that on the camera. And it's really nice quality, actually. It feels quite robust. That I'd say that cable's 1.5 meters, maybe a little bit longer. So it's a good length cable for a keyboard, and your connectors on the bottom here. So you've got your USB-C, the standard USB on the other end. Obviously that goes into keyboard, that goes into your PC, and it's got a lovely Razer green on it. Not that it should make any difference. So what I'll do is I'll just get this connected up to my PC, and we will see what it looks like. So as you can see here, this cable really does sit quite nice and flush on the back of the keyboard there, almost as if it was permanently fixed to the keyboard. But that's really nice. Just put the feet up there, and we'll power this up. So immediately I've got it coming up in a purple colour. It's actually changing colour. So this is going into yellow. So this is just obviously one of the modes. And what you guys can't see, unfortunately, because the camera's not set up for that, but by plugging in the keyboard, that has by some kind of magic triggered off some Razer gaming software installer, which I've not gone and asked it to do. So there's obviously some clever magic going on somewhere. I'm not going to install that because I don't need to do that in order to show you what I need to go through. But as I say, so you are able to change your lighting modes just by using keyboard combination. So function control and a number, and hopefully you guys can see that there. So that is just the static colour, and then we do it again and we do number 3, and we've got a breathing effect, which is very subtle on the keyboard. Function control and 4, and that gives us a spectrum cycling. So that's going to go through all your colour spectrum there. That's pretty much the default when I plugged in the keyboard. 5 is wave. So hopefully you guys can see that there. And then 6 is reactive, so whether you can, the camera's picking that up. Let's just get that a little bit closer to the camera. So they, by default, kind of like the entire keyboard is off, but as you press those keys, the individual keys light up, which is quite nice. And then we've got function control and 7, which is starlight, and very similar kind of thing, but it just twinkling the keys across the keyboard. So they're just kind of like the basic ones which are built into that, and function control and 1 switches that off, and yeah, there you have it. So I was going to show you what this looked like in comparison to my Keychron K8, which obviously is a 10 keyless keyboard. I'll just move the Razer one back there. So as you can see, that's the difference in size there. So for all intents and purposes, you've chopped off this part of the keyboard. In terms of height, you've got rid of that top row on the keyboard there. So it really is the the minimal set of keys, I guess, on a keyboard. Just noticing the weight on this, as I said earlier, there is a little bit of weight to this. I mean, it's not overly heavy, but it's not, it's not a cheap plastic keyboard or anything like that. But it's, given that it doesn't have a battery in it, it's not that much lighter than the Keychron keyboard. So there is definitely, and the Keychron keyboard obviously is a plastic chassis on that, the one that I've got anyway. So the weight in this obviously is in the aluminium frame. A couple of other things to note, really. It's N key rollover with anti-ghosting, and a 1000 hertz what Razer are calling ultra polling. They're definitely using quality components here. Full RGB, 16.8 million colours on the keyboard. If you're going purely for a gaming keyboard, this is ideal. I mean, they say for a minimalist setup, yes, at a push. I wonder, if you were using it outside of gaming, how annoying all the function presses are going to be for trying to achieve what you're trying to do. It's that kind of trade-off, really. But certainly for gaming, I think if you've got this and you've got your mouse there, it's just going to be absolutely superb. The keys are really, really nice to press. It's got a nice click. They feel a good quality. There isn't any kind of deadness about it. The space bar, again, it's got stabilizers either end there, so you don't get the dip at the end of the key there. One thing I did notice compared to the Keychron keyboard actually is you don't get a keycap puller with this, so you have to yank them off yourself, or go get yourself your own key puller. I think that's a bit of a cheap out, £120, but given that these things are probably pennies anyway. So what I'll do is I'll just use the key puller that came with my Keychron keyboard. We'll just have a quick look underneath the keycap here, and there you guys can see that construction of the key there, and a bit difficult to see there. Let me see if I can just light this up a little bit. There you go. So the LED is just above the top of the key there. So very much similar to the Keychron keyboard. But you know, keycaps, great. I think the other thing to note as well, very much like the Keychron keyboard, this is a US layout again. So, you know, Razer do say on the website you can use any standard keys on this. So I'm sure, you know, if you wanted to change color scheme or whatever, you know, get replace some of the caps, you'll be able to do that. There's not much else really to say about it. You know, is it worth £120? Well, I guess that's, you know, down to your own personal opinion, really. For me, given what I paid for the Keychron keyboard, albeit, you know, a Kickstarter backed project, which is significantly cheaper than this, different keycaps, different chassis, £120 is probably not far off the price for it. It is Razer, so you know you're not going to get some cheap piece of rubbish. As I've said a number of times in this video, you know, if you're looking for a gaming keyboard, this is probably right up there. It's got to be top of your list on that. You know, if you're not one of these gamers who wants a full-size keyboard, you know, you want to try and have as much desk space open as possible, and you know, just have the items that you need, your minimal keyboard and your mouse there, then this has got to be an option on your list for that. So what do you think, guys? You know, if you've seen the Keychron video, the K8 video, would you get something like this? Would you go as low as the 60% form factor for a gaming keyboard, or do you prefer kind of like the 10 keyless keyboard, or are you still, you know, rocking the full size 102 key keyboard for your gaming setup? Okay guys, thanks for watching. Hope you found it useful. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll try my best to answer them. But for now, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.